Do you have a probate property with multiple tenants? If so, stick around and we're gonna talk about the process that we took to get this property vacant and ready to go to market. Today, we're at 1330 Acacia Avenue in the city of San Bernardino. We had several issues that we had to deal with. In fact, if there was a transaction where everything could go wrong, it would definitely be here at this property. The first thing we had to deal with was the situation that every bedroom was rented to separate tenants. Therefore, when it came time to get the property vacant to place the home on the market, we had to send several different notices. Some of these notices included a 60-day notice, a 30-day notice, and a 3-day notice to pay rent. We were very fortunate that some of the tenants voluntarily left on their own, but still it was a 6-month process from start to finish to have a vacant property. Within those 6 months, we did have a full-blown eviction with a lockout with the sheriff. And that was when, at that time, then we addressed how we were gonna sell the property. Was the property gonna be sold as is, or was our client gonna do some repairs and try to sell it at a higher price? Like most of our clients, our client on this probate property decided to sell it as is. I also want to speak to something else regarding having a vacant property in the city of San Bernardino. Because there happens to be a large population of homeless people, it is always a smart thing to get a no trespassing letter with the San Bernardino Police Department. The no trespassing letter, what it simply is you fill out some paperwork and it will allow for you to call the police department and they can clear the property without you having to be in the immediate area. So some of the challenges that we really faced here with this property was the fact that there was a large population of homeless people surrounding the home. In fact, things got so bad because they were leaving the trash on the exterior or they were leaving their trash in the front and backyard. The city got involved and the city recorded violations against the property. Because our client is out of town or because our client is out of the area, it was our job to make sure that we stepped in and we had communication with the city to ensure that we satisfy any of their requirements and to prevent from things to get worse. Now, one really unfortunate situation that we had happen was that we did have an actual break-in inside the property. We had homeless people that tried to steal the washer and the dryer, and as a result, they broke a water line and we had a leak inside the property. The second side note I'd like to give people when you have a vacant property or when you just have a property in probate is make sure you have homeowner's insurance. Check with your insurance person as far as what is covered, but considering that you have an asset that's worth $500,000 to $1 million to $2 million to $3 million, it's always important to have that added security. You're protected. As a result of the water leak, the property was no longer able to qualify for financing. And at that point, we had to make a shift and we had to sell the property cash. Now, I want to speak to the fact that the property was already in disrepair and we did our efforts to market the property for a family to buy the home. But with the days on market, it was apparent that this property was going to be sold to an investor. So when we had the unfortunate event of the break-in and the water leak, the actual value of the property wasn't impacted because at that time, we had already determined that the buyer for this home was already going to be an investor, someone that maybe want to buy and flip or somebody that may want to buy and hold as a rental property. Fortunately for us, we were able to secure our client a buyer that was going to buy the home, rehab it, and hold on to it as a rental. I can't stress enough, if you have a probate property and you're dealing with these issues or you're not quite sure what next steps to take, make sure to give us a call. We have already gone through this more than 300 times and we're prepared to help you with any situation, no matter how challenging it is that you may find yourself in. My name is Marcos Vargas with the Probate Brothers and my information is below.